I pass the bar, do I give you jurisdiction?
I got jurisdiction no matter what you do, so.
I come forward under California.
Okay, you can step forward, sir, that's fine. If you'd stand on that side right there, that black box there is the microphone. You don't have to speak into it, but just kind of stay in the vicinity of it and we'll be good. All right, so, Mr. Svoboda, you know that the matter here today is a speeding ticket. You've denied your guilt by pleading not guilty. We're going to have a trial today on that case. Mr. Hull is going to go first in the trial, and he's going to tell me the city side of the story through the testimony of Officer Meyerholtz. And they're going to tell me, you know, what the officer saw and heard and detected. Then when they're done asking questions, and you'll be able to ask the officer any questions that you might have of him, anything that's relevant you can ask. You're probably not going to like his answers, but you can ask any question that you wish. Then they're going to rest. Then it's going to be your turn to go forward, and you can tell me anything you'd like to tell me that you think is relevant to the case. And then Mr. Hull may have some questions for you after you're done.
Is this being recorded
It
as
is. It is. Everything's being recorded from start to finish. So, sir, if you'd raise your right hand, and officer, swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God, a matter for the court this afternoon.
I do. I'll state what I know.
Okay. You're duly sworn. Mr. Hull.
Would you state your name, please?
Patrolman Paul Meyerholtz.
And you're a policeman for the city of Middleburg Heights?
Yes, I am.
Were you working on May 29th of this year at about 1:25 p.m.?
Yes, I was.
And did there come a time when where were you located?
I was running stationary radar on Webster Road, approximately the 7600 block of Webster Road.
Had you checked the radar to see if it was operating properly before you went on duty that day?
Yes, I did.
And what was the result of that check?
All internal and external components of the radar were operating correctly.
And did there come a time when a tan Ford F-150 come to your attention?
Yes, sir, did.
What drew your attention to that vehicle?
Vehicle was traveling northbound on Webster Road, well in excess of the posted 25 mile per hour speed limit.
And is that based on your visual observation?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And when you say 25 mile an hour posted speed limit, that covers the entire length of your observation of the vehicle?
That's correct.
Did you employ the radar?
Yes, I did.
And did you get a reading on the Ford F-150, the tan Ford F-150 truck?
Yes, I did. The radar gave a reading of 42 miles per hour.
Okay. What, if anything, did you do at that point?
At that point, I pulled out behind the tan F-150 and followed it northbound on Webster Road.
Okay. Now, there's a location where the vehicle was traveling at 42 and a 25. Is that in the city of Middleburg Heights, Cuyahoga County, and state of Ohio?
Yes, it is.
Did you initiate a traffic stop?
Yes, I did.
Do you see the operator of the vehicle in the courtroom today?
Yes, I do. It's the defendant to my right.
Does the record reflect the identification of the defendant?
So noted.
Did you have any conversation with the defendant?
Yes, I did.
Do you recall the conversation?
Yes, I do.
Could you tell us what that was?
Approached the operator of the vehicle, asked him for a driver's license. He produced the Ohio driver's license for me. At that point, I explained to him the reason for the stop, that I had stopped him for traveling 42 in the posted 25 mile per hour zone. He said his vehicle was not for commerce because it said on the back, not for hire or lease. At that point, I confirmed the operator's address, went back to my patrol vehicle, issued him the citation for the speed for the 42 and the 25. Went back up to the operator's vehicle, gave him his driver's license back, issued him the citation, explained the waiver procedure for it, and he said that he was not going to waive the ticket because I violated his right to travel. At that point, I went back to my vehicle and the operator left in his vehicle.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Mr. Svoboda, any questions for Patrolman Meyerholtz?
I have a question for the court. Do they have the declaration of authority to tell what type of a court they are?
Mr. Cortan, can you give that there to Mr. Svoboda?
Do I get a copy of this?
That's yours to keep.
this is, let me see, the state of Ohio, governor presents agreements. Duly elected.
And continue on,
Okay.
continue on.
I'm looking for the word oath.
Oh, the word what?
Oath.
I took an oath. After that came through, I took an oath
Yes,
to
sir.
be inducted as officially, but that's my authority. If you want my authority to act as a judge, that's my authority.
I understand that you are a judge. I'm not. Is this an administrative court? Is this
It's a state court, and
Article
it's-
1, Article 2, Article 3? What
It
kind
says under the Constitution of the State of Ohio, okay, we are a state court, okay, for all matters that have to do with misdemeanor offenses. Okay, if you read the Constitution, okay, it doesn't, you can parse through, but there's one section, and I forget the actual number, but it might be in there, it might just say Constitution, that authorizes the courts of the state, okay, and then when it's a state court, all right, we are a court that is authorized to rule on and deal with misdemeanor cases, among other things, but misdemeanor cases, which this is.
Okay. Well, then, you took also in that oath to the United States Constitution.
I did.
Okay. Does the United States Constitution recognize the right to travel?
I'm sure it does.
Do you have the name Frank Svoboda before you in paperwork?
I do.
Does the court speak through the journals?
It does.
Have you read the paperwork?
I have.
Have you read it completely?
I have.
Did I have submitted paperwork to the court of Middleburg's mayor's court, and they did not answer it, so now we're in double jeopardy.
Okay. I believe that you'll find that the Middleburg Heights Mayor's Court would have considered your, let's see if I can find it right here. Those are your requests for information. They would have considered that a not guilty plea, which would have mean that they took no action other than to consider it a not guilty plea, and then it comes over here for adjudication. So that's, if that helps you.
So my appearance was on paper.
I'm not sure I know what that exactly means, but that's your appearance. You were presented to the mayor's court in Middleburg Heights, and when you then reacted to that, and you never appeared in mayor's court. Is that what you're telling me? Did you actually appear in mayor's court?
I was a friend of the court. I put in paperwork. I appeared in paperwork. The paperwork went unanswered.
Well, I don't know why you wouldn't answer this. Did you appear personally in the Middleburg Heights Mayor's Court or not?
I was made a specific appearance, as I am today.
Right.
Okay.
So you were physically present at the time that your name would have been called. Whether you subjected yourself to the jurisdiction of the court or not, you were there.
I was specifically there due to the fact I was ordered.
And they would have considered that would have been a not guilty plea, and they would therefore have moved your case to this court, because they only do the stuff that gets them easy money. So then all of the tough stuff comes over here for us to deal with. Sorry, Mr. Hall. That's on the record, and I know it is. That's what we're doing here today. So we're not at any further jeopardy, okay, at the Middleburg Heights Mayor's Court. So it's not double jeopardy because you were not in jeopardy there.
Does this court recognize the right to travel?
Of course I do.
Okay. Do they recognize the driver's license as a compelled performance action?
I do not. You have to have a driver's license in order to drive on the roads of the state of Ohio.
Did you see my paperwork?
Mm-hmm.
That states that I do not need a driver's license.
No, that's your interpretation of your paperwork.
Do you have the laws? Do you know the laws? Are you knowledgeable of the laws?
I'd like to think that I am. I'm sure that others know the law better than me.
Muddler versus Kansas.
All right, let's, in this court,
Okay.
the way I interpret the law, you are entitled to drive anywhere that you'd like to drive in the state of Ohio with the admonition, that you must be licensed to do so, and you must obey the laws of the state of Ohio with regard to speed and other traffic regulations.
Do you see me as a public servant?
No. Unless you're employed by a governmental entity.
Do I have a contract with the state?
No. Oh, well, I don't know, you might. I mean, to provide, toilet paper to local entities, possibly. To provide toilet paper to, you might have a contract with the state of Ohio. But, I mean, from any other standpoint, I'm not aware of a contract that you would have with the state of Ohio.
So you said you had jurisdiction. Which jurisdiction is it? Venue? Do you have personal jurisdiction?
I have personal jurisdiction over you.
Can you tell me where you get your personal jurisdiction?
Through the Constitution of the state of Ohio, the Constitution of the United States of America, and the laws of the state of Ohio.
So now you're saying I'm under compelled performance to obey the laws of Ohio and the United States.
As a citizen.
I am not a citizen. I'm an American.
You're a citizen of the United States of America and the state of Ohio, Cuyahoga County, and...
When did I become a citizen?
When you were born here.
So you're going back to the birth certificate?
I don't need to. You reside here. You don't have any citizenship anywhere else, do you?
I have no citizenship at all, except
you
in heaven.
Do. The laws of the state of Ohio...
Can you show me that law, please?
I don't know. I don't know offhand. That's just what you're perfectly entitled to appeal my decision here today, but I'm just telling you where I'm coming from so that you know. I wouldn't be able to give you, it'd take me too long to do the research.
What is according to you, since you're using your laws, and you told me that I only have certain rights in the court, and the language you speak that I don't understand, and your procedures I'm trying to get help with.
Sure, and that's why I'm taking the time with you.
So, thank you. So, Mr. Hall is speaking for the city of Middleburg.
Correct.
And does he have power of attorney? It's called the Declaration of Attorney.
Nope.
To speak for the city.
Nope. He is the duly appointed prosecutor for the city of Middleburg Heights, and as such carries with it certain authorities that the ordinances of the city of Middleburg Heights allow him to have.
But doesn't he have to have a declaration of authority to speak as it's written and signed?
He does not.
Wow, that's very interesting.
He does not.
And the police officer is also sworn to uphold the Constitution.
He is.
And from what I understand, the court honors the right to travel, but